£20 deposit, £20 a month for this motorbike. I still can't quite believe it. So yeah, this is a Norton Commando 961 SP. Up until recently, this would have cost you about 17 grand to buy outright. Now there were some discounts that Norton were doing, which dropped that to about 13 grand, I think 13 and a half. But yeah, at the same time, they were doing these ridiculous PCP deals. You've probably seen like places like Oakmere, Krazy Horse. They're doing £69 down, £69 a month PCP. Obviously, balloon payment, massive, but I think a lot of people looked at it, myself included, thinking, well, does that matter? Because I could just run it for 2 years, spend around about, I think it'll work out 1,700 quid, hand it back at the end, and then you've got, 2 years on a lovely motorbike that, let's be honest, I'd never be able to afford to buy outright for 1,700 quid. Now that's what I went to do. I went to Judd Racing in Nottingham, spoke to a lovely chap called Johnny, but while I was there I found out that there's actually a way to get one even cheaper, and that's what this video is going to be about. But it's probably not very dynamic, me just kind of like, you know, pointing a GoPro at this and rambling on. So what we're going to take it for a ride, and I'll talk a bit more about the deal I got and the bike in general. Now the only problem with this is I am filming this in January. It's really flipping cold. Yeah, my normal little lunchtime motorcycle jaunty route is probably going to have patches of ice here and there. It's barely above freezing, and you know, I don't really want to lob this down the road. So here we are. What I'm doing instead is I'm going to an Italian deli to pick up some cheese, because that's really exciting content, isn't it? So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a pot around, but you know, to be honest, this Norton Commando is kind of perfect for that sort of thing. Yeah, the deal. I went there to test ride one. I had fully intended to get a bike on the 69 quid a month deal. I thought that was a great deal. I was quite happy to spend that, hand the bike back at the end. And then I was directed to this bike here. It's not new, but I mean it is used, but barely, 125 miles on the clock. So what they did, what Judd had done, is they'd basically taken the lost value in the bike straight off of the £69 monthly fee and the 69 quid deposit. What they came up with instead was £20 deposit and £20.80 a month. Again, 2 years, and again the balloon is massive. The balloon payment's like 12 grand. But who cares? I can ride this bike for 2 years, pay 500 quid, and that's that. But really, I didn't believe it until I got the documents through and signed documents for the finance agreement, which I had it all on there. And I'm guessing some people watching this might not believe me either. So there you go. Up on the screen now, you'll see the relevant bit of the agreement, which shows that yes, indeed, this motorbike is £20 a month. I mean, you can't even get a decent phone contract for that, really. What can you get for £20 a month these days? I think I'll probably spend more on Netflix. I think I'll probably spend more on coffee beans. That sounds really pretentious. I might have to scrub that bit out. Yeah, I've acknowledged that someone else has ridden this bike before for all the 125 miles. I don't care. And the only other thing was I really wanted a black one with the polished wheels. Instead, I basically got the opposite. I've got the silver with the black wheels, but I don't care, because if anything, actually I think the black really looks better in the photos, but IRL this does look really good. Actually, it looks fantastic, and all for 20 quid a month. I mean, I'm not going to get into why Norton might be doing this. A lot of that at this point would be speculation. Maybe there's another video in that if more than 3 people watch this one. Maybe there's some digging to be done there. I mean, it's certainly an effective way of clearing out stock, because so far as I can work out, like looking in sort of the owners group for this, and there's quite a good piston head thread with a lot of people who've been drawn in by that £69 a month deal. But whatever, yeah, maybe that's another video deal. I just want to kind of talk about the deal, and yeah, how over the moon I am, and still not quite believing it, because it seems ridiculous. yeah, having sort of looked through the owners group and stuff like that, there's what they've got a couple on Facebook. There's inevitably and quite understandably a bit of concern from existing owners about resale. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you paid the full 17 grand for one of these, I mean, it's going to be annoying enough that Norton a few months later knocked 3 grand off the price. But then see people getting them for so little a month and then inevitably handing them back at the end of it. Suddenly the market's going to be, there's going to be a lot on the market. So yeah, I almost feel a bit guilty for having contributed to that, but I guess, you know, if I wouldn't have snapped this one up, I don't think it even lasted a day. So yeah, I think this is a one-off. I haven't heard of anyone else doing this. Judd didn't have any others, but if you did manage to get one of these for a similar price to me, let me know. I do know someone who managed to get a new bike for 55 a month. But that might have just been through paying a bigger deposit, I'm not sure. There are, as I record, there's still some dealers doing the £69 a month deal. I don't think Judd have any left. Yeah, right, I have my cheese and also have some pasta. Yeah, I thought it was telling that by the time I got back to pick this up, there weren't any Commandos left in stock in Judd. And the Norton corner of the showroom looked a bit lonely with just one V4. But yeah, being a KTM dealer, lots of great deals, funnily enough. Yeah, I was actually quite impressed with Judd. So do go there if you want a good deal on a KTM. What's the other stuff as well? I was quite tempted by the lovely 2012 GSXR 750. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Yeah, so as I record this, and hopefully as I publish it, the deal is still ongoing. I think it's probably subject to stock. I know they have shifted a lot of bikes from what I can gather on the deal. But yeah, by all means, have a bit of a call around. I know, yeah, Oakmere were doing it, Krazy Horse, various other South Downs motorcycles. So have a call around. You might still be able to get one for the 69 a month. I don't think there are going to be any on the ridiculous deal that I got. But yeah, if anyone else manages it, do let me know. So a bit of background on me in case anyone cares. I have been a motoring journalist for about 15 years. Have ridden bikes on and off, and for the last 18 months, as well as running, as well as being on Throttle YouTube channel and running the website, I was also on Visordown, so you may or may not have seen me on there. I've since moved on to something else, but I kind of fancy blathering on about bikes still, so it's a bit of an experiment to see if anyone is actually going to watch me, yeah, blathering on about motorbikes. So a bit of a hobby. Original intention was just to give me a thinly veiled excuse to go out and buy some absolute nails off of Facebook Marketplace and ride them around and stuff. But then I saw this, which ironically is going to cost me less than a Facebook Marketplace shitter. So yeah, if anyone cares, maybe I'll do a few videos about this, about the other stuff I've bought, which is yeah, a lot older and in theory cheaper, but actually not cheaper at the same time. That's one thing I like about this bike, and probably one of the main things I like about this bike. Yeah, for various boring reasons, it's not Euro 5 compliant. It's a lot louder, and you do notice that. No, I'm really happy with it, because it's the Norton brand, I must admit, doesn't really mean a great deal for me. Maybe that's an age thing. It's not a brand I'm sort of drawn to, and this isn't a bike I probably would have considered if it wasn't for the silly deal. But now I do have it, I really love it, because I've wanted a bike like this for a while, but really I was looking at more stuff like old Ducati GT1000s, but I think the values on those for what they are a bit silly. And this, you know, I'd never consider spending 17 grand and not even 13 grand. I don't have that, but this gives me a good way of scratching that itch for really very little money. Yeah, what else is there to say? Yeah, if you liked these ramblings, please do like the video, please do subscribe, because I say there may well be more coming. A bit of an experiment, let's see. Yeah, bye, I guess.